Good Saturday night. Checking in to see if you guys caught the movie Stolen by My Mother, the Kamiyah Mobley Story. It aired tonight at 8 on Lifetime, right after the documentary aired, with a little bit more detail about the Kamiyah Mobley story. So I just got back from a watch party that was held at the Onyx Sports Bar and Lounge on the city's north side here in Jacksonville. It was held by Kamiyah Mobley's family. Her father, Craig Aiken, and his family put on the watch party for her. His birthday, by the way, is at midnight tomorrow, so it's a way to celebrate them being together, obviously 3 years after being reunited, after she was kidnapped back in 1998, stolen from a Jacksonville hospital here, and then raised in Walterboro, South Carolina by Gloria Williams. So all of that you likely learned if you got a chance to watch the movie. I want to hear your thoughts on the movie. What did you think about it? Did you enjoy it? Yay or nay? Comment under this video. So I could tell you the vibe at the watch party was mainly family. It was people were allowed to come in. The public were. I think it was $10 at the door. It was $10 at the door to come in and watch the movie. Mainly it was the Aiken family there with Kamiyah. There wasn't a lot of people really intently watching the movie. There was a lot of walking around. I can tell you Kamiyah many times got up and left altogether, so I can't tell you that she was really that much into the movie. Craig, he has made it clear. He's adamant that he is not into it. He wasn't even before it came out. Just before seeing the trailer, he wanted to make it clear that it's just a movie. It's not real, all of it, all parts of it. There were some parts of the movie that the family disputes. I can tell you, he told me when Kamiyah saw the part where she was smoking with her boyfriend as a teenager in that movie and apparently skipping school, she quickly told her father, that's not true. That's not how things really happened, which you can understand. Any teenage girl, well, she's a 21-year-old now, but any young girl would want to not portray that type of image to their father. So she actually told him, don't watch. I don't want you to see that and believe that was really me and that's what went on. So she said that wasn't accurate, that part of the movie. There were certain parts of it that they said weren't accurate. I can tell you Craig was pretty much saying that it wasn't their side. It pretty much told you things from the kidnapper's point of view, which I don't have to tell you that. If you saw the movie, you saw it pretty much was telling things from Gloria Williams' side of things. You saw her mindset, supposedly what she was going through her mind when she went and kidnapped Kamiyah back in 1998 from the hospital. She had a miscarriage, was in a bad relationship. She somehow thought maybe this would help things by bringing home a baby. Apparently it didn't. She ended up in jail, by the way. She's serving 18 years, an 18-year prison sentence for kidnapping baby Kamiyah, again, back in 1998. So fast forward now to where we are in 2020. The family, I could tell you, and I got this vibe the last time I was with all of them, did an interview with Kamiyah about 2 years ago. They just seem like they didn't skip a beat, like they've been together her entire life. She just seems to really gel with her father and that side. He has 8 or 9 kids, a lot of girls, and Kamiyah kind of just blends right in with them. Again, another night of them being really jovial. Even after the movie, we were all outside, and her grandmother came by and was kissing and hugging her, and she's telling her grandmother, hey, don't forget you're cooking dinner tomorrow. And it's just, they just seem like they didn't skip a beat, like they've been together her entire life, that gelling, that camaraderie amongst them. Now the movie itself, even though she didn't agree with a lot of it, I do want to make it clear that they did get her input on things. This wasn't something that was done without Kamiyah's permission. She knew that this movie was coming out, and we know it was done by Robin Roberts production company, Robin Roberts with Good Morning America. So they did get her input for this movie, but again, she's disputing certain parts of it, according to her father. Following the movie, by the way, was a documentary that gave you a little bit more insight into the nuts and bolts of things, what really went on. I got a lot of text on my phone when it aired, a lot of people asking, was that me? You did see me pop up in the documentary because, as I mentioned, I interviewed Kamiyah a couple of years ago, Kamiyah and her father, Craig Aiken, and they just wanted to get my take on things, the case itself, which I somehow got entrenched in, just like so many of you. It just seems so bizarre, the whole thing, what really happened. So we just wanted to learn more, hear more, know more. So at this point, I can tell you Kamiyah is back in Jacksonville. I asked her about that as well when I spoke with her after the watch party tonight. She says she's back in Jacksonville. Her next step is college. a lot of us were rooting for her to do that. Education, a lot of us are big on that, including myself. I was relieved to hear that she does plan to go to college once she moves here to Jacksonville, which she's in the process of doing, back and forth between here and Walterboro, South Carolina. A lot of you ask this often, what's she known as there versus here. In Walterboro, people still call her Alexis. Here in Jacksonville, obviously, we all know her as Kamiyah Mobley. The room tonight, it wasn't that crowded. I'd say a few dozen people were there to watch the movie. It's a club, Onyx Sports Bar and Lounge. It pretty much is like a club atmosphere. So they pretty much put the movie on the big screens and turn on all the music, and we heard the movie loudly. But after the movie, that was it. They did not play the documentary, and people, slowly filed out. One guy was just like, "Where's Kamiyah? I thought she was going to be in the movie." But no, it's an actual movie, so there's actors in there, including Niecy Nash, who I thought did a powerful job. But on the family side of things, what they're saying, it's just a movie, it's not real. Craig's big thing is that you're telling this story through the eyes of the kidnappers. Perhaps some people felt sympathy for Gloria after watching it, I don't know. But he's saying that it should be told through the eyes of the parents that lost their child, which is something that may happen in the future. Who knows? And by parents, I'm talking about obviously Kamiyah Mobley, whose child was taken from her when she was only 16 years old, and Craig Aiken. And so, again, overall, Kamiyah herself, the family, everyone was up and down, walking around, drinking, eating, talking during the movie. No one was just like entrenched watching it like, I've got to see the next movie. I guess because pretty much all we know what happens in the end, right? They're living it. So movie overall, I want to hear what you have to say, what you think about it. Comment at the bottom. Let's chit chat a bit. Have a great Saturday night.